whoa, 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 whoa. Here we go. Mickey's laughing. Oh, whoa, whoa.
That's enough.
It's hello, everybody. Jack Olmsted. I'm over here on this screen. I'm coming to you from Port Townsend, Washington, and I've got a very special guest today, and that is Mickey Collins. I wish I had sound effects.
Hello,
He
yeah,
is,
you do.
he is the TSAC Festival Director. Very, very successful pickleball.
Wow.
What was it, like a love-in, wasn't it, Mickey?
I mean, to tell you, I think it was. We're still talking about it, Jack.
So how did it all begin? Let's go down memory lane.
Oh my gosh.
Let me pull up that graphic that we found right before we started.
It seemed like it started in the middle of June, I think. Sometime
right here. Here's the poster.
Yeah, it was a thought about somebody when we were sitting at about it's all the pickleball forums we're surrounded by. It started right there, Aspen Kearns Pickleball Forum. It's a very successful pickleball forum that's going on. And I guess we were sitting at about 8,000 members, and somebody popped up, we ought to have a party when we hit 10,000 members. And daggone if that didn't stick. And boy, here we go at 8,500, 8,700, 9,200, 9,800, and all of a sudden, holy moly, we're having a party.
We're having a party.
Yeah, we are, and that didn't take long at all after that, you know. And so thoughts were out there about, well, let's have it Colorado, and so there's thoughts about that. And I said, well, you know, there's a nice place in the central part of the United States here in Kansas City that easy to get to, not too expensive, and we could maybe we could have it here. And I kind of asked when they PM and say, hey, I've got a spot in Kansas City. We can line out 12 courts for us, and we would be able to accommodate, you know, a couple hundred folks, easy. And it just so happens that Aspen has family in the Kansas area, Kansas City area. 2 or 3 hours away. And he's actually played tennis up here in the Kansas City market. So that kind of, you know, kind of stuck to him. He says, you know what, I like Kansas. I like Cinzetti's restaurant. And so, but he's been to Kansas City area. He knows it's a good area. And so he made a decision that let's go ahead and have it in Kansas City market. And he says, Mickey, would you run the festival for us? Actually, we didn't even have a name back then. There was a party, or would you run it? I said, well, sure, I can go ahead and do that. And so then he comes up with I guess a contest that Scott Golden named it, Third Shot's a Charm. I think he won a trip around the world or something. No, I don't. He won a paddle. He won something pickleball for sure. And then we started going from there, and daggone it, I tell you, I picked up some great help along the way and a lot of great ideas, and Aspen's enthusiasm behind it. Mark Renison came on board, and that really helped us a lot to have a really nice Mark and Aspen team there. The executives of the forum, I suspect, maybe you could call them that, but they really brought a lot to the table and really helped solidify this festival as being a don't miss event. Don't miss it in the future, that's for sure.
Go ahead.
Well,
so that was the very beginning.
Yeah, that was the very beginning, so I got a spot.
So Aspen asked you, is that because your reputation preceded you because of all the hard work you've been doing over the years as a USAPA ambassador in your local area? You've been working tirelessly.
Well, you know what? I hope
to expand
so.
pickleball.
oddest. I mean, who in the world would have ever thought that he living over there in the California area, and I'm 1,500 miles away over here in the middle of the United States. We never even heard each other's voices. We posted a couple times on the forum, and I'm fairly active on the forum as far as posting goes, and as he is as well. And it just gelled. They had a lot of faith in me, and I appreciate that.
I mean, you guys are about as different as night and day, and you can see that in this. You can see that in this.
And I tell you what, man,
in this picture. Look at this picture. Look at this picture. You have your eyes open.
Yeah.
He has his eyes closed.
I walked up to him when he walked in. When he walked in, I walked up to him and just a big old hug, and just it was really fun to. He says, "Oh my gosh, okay, let's hug." So we did a bro hug.
No, he's not a hugger.
Well, he felt like a hugger to me just right then and there. He's got his arms wrapped around me right there, and I like seeing that smile on his face. We understood each other right there.
Now, how tall is he?
Well, you can see he's about a head taller than I am. I'm 5'7", so he's got to be, he's upwards in that 6'2", 3', 4" area, I suspect.
So he's a big guy.
Yeah, I didn't have any clue how tall he was or anything like that, and I bet he didn't even have a clue that I was as short as I was. But yeah, we are definitely two peas in a pickleball pod, and the pickleball pod, man, that pod holds all kinds of us. And that's the nice thing about it.
He could be your grandson, couldn't he? I mean, he's.
Well. Yeah, but he could. But my oldest grandson is like 18.
Oh,
so
okay.
Yeah.
And Aspen's what, 24, 26?
Yeah, 24 years old.
24 years old.
Great guy, I tell you. Just just really the forum is it's got his DNA all over it. Really does. But and we had it was a great time to meet each other, and and to be around each other. I look around, there he is out on the pickleball courts playing. I don't know. I bet he played with 30-40% of everybody that was there. No, scene he got off, he'd get right back on. Another 3 players, and he really did bring the whole atmosphere of this festival, which was just, it's hard to explain. Everybody took a shot and a chance of what are we going to be attending? What is a festival? And it turned out to be one of the most. I'm getting lost for words, Jack, here, but it was a phenomenal experience to each and every one of us. And there was 150 plus folks there coming in and out. My super staff of volunteers were in and out there. So our population swelled and went down throughout the day. That was just great. But,
here we got some pictures up on the screen here. Do you see this? Here, let me.
Yes, I do.
Yeah, okay. So let's just go down memory lane here. You see this picture here?
Look at that. I mean, tell you, we had a beautiful evening. We had mid-70s during the day, and it went down to like the mid-60s, upper 60s. We had, I guess 20 tables with 8 seats around each one of them, that big, nice tent. We had, and you can see right behind that X40 is the bubble where all the pickleball was played. So it was right outside the pickleball courts. There's 12 courts in that bubble behind there. Big, beautiful tent, tablecloths, and some of the. This is what it looks like the first night. This was when we had a Kansas City barbecue, and also we had a wonderful two-piece jazz band. It just was just fantastic. Really got us all in a mood.
Let's go through some of these pictures, and you can just tell us what. Oh, there you are. You're making an announcement.
Right there. There's the little jazz band behind us.
Right here.
Our mode was a great big. Now, here I'm kind of thanking all of the friends of the forum that donated giveaway gifts for all of our folks that attended the forum, and including Franklin Sports was our big sponsor. So I'm announcing all of the different folks that gave away the gifts for us.
Why are the band members kneeling?
So I think I've taken a question from the audience is saying, when's it going to be next year? What's the dates next year? We ain't even finished this one yet.
It's like, oh my God, enjoy what I can.
That's a Charm pickleball shirt. Yeah, I'm making announcements, and I just looked over. Great company right there. But I just looked over that group that we had sitting out there, Jack, and just thankful to be a part of such a festival. It's and thankful to be letting me do this and be a part of it, and getting to know pretty much all these folks. And yeah, there's Aspen, and there's behind Chris Rade right there to your left.
This is Chris right here in the Franklin shirt.
Yeah, that's Chris Rade. He's Adam's kind of a liaison when Adam decides to make a decision, and Chris is the one that really gets everybody taken care of there. Adam Franklin came up. Boy, I tell you, Franklin, that's a home mom and pop company, and they employ over 400 American employees right outside out there in Massachusetts, across the United States. Super guy. You would definitely be able to sit down and chat with him at ease, and just he was very happy to have us there. And the Pickleball Forum, we had quite a few influencers there, and so he. Now you're looking back over the rest of the patio. Just a beautiful area right there. The hotels were just 2 blocks away. Look at that crowd. What a nice crowd, man. It's bringing back some nice memories.
There's Adam.
Yeah.
And there are you and Adam.
Yeah, I think I was introducing him to. Yeah. Adam, thank you for being there. My sister came in from Louisville, Kentucky.
Oh, we got to go back there. He came in from Kentucky.
Yeah, she was over from Louisville, Kentucky, or Louisville. That's what we like to say. I have to say Louisville to other people to understand it. But Louisville, Kentucky, she came over to visit her big brother. It was fun to have her there the whole weekend. And she wasn't playing pickleball. She was just socializing. And that's what we did right there. Jack, right there, starting at about 8:01 a.m. until we had to turn the lights off at 9:30, quarter to 10, pickleball was played. It was just, I bet there was probably about 1,500 games were played over the 2.5 days. So it was just really a lot of fun. 12 courts just full all the time. We probably had 12 stacks on top of that at certain times. And there they are. They had some great deals on some of the Franklin products there.
This is Steve Wong, right?
Yeah, sure is. And I tell you, there's a craftsman.
Or not Steve Wong. No, is that Steve? No.
He's quite the craftsman of pickleball. Am I kidding you?
Yeah.
His whole family were here. I think I didn't get
No,
to
his first
talk to
name
everyone about it.
is Christopher.
Christopher. Okay, and then there was a dad, and I think an uncle and a cousin or something. There was quite a few. And behind there, we had the bar. We had wine tasting and beer tasting, and you could buy bottles of wine and beer for our food. And music was playing all day long. We had a disc jockey all day long. And then clinics, we had Mark, he was, that guy was, I don't even know if he even had time to get off the court to get any food or take a drink or anything like that, but he was on the courts all day long, running some great clinics and one-on-ones. Then we also had a referee clinic as well.
Trying to find out who this is. Oh, I can't.
Yeah, it doesn't look like it's popping up.
Christopher. Chris. Yeah, I can't type in anything. Oh,
yeah,
well.
it might not let you.
But
it was an event that there's tournament players out there that love to go to the tournaments, and they have a wonderful time. This festival, look at that young little boy. I guess he's about go back here. If you'll go back one, he's probably about 9-10 years old, and he kept everybody on their toes. But Jack, this festival was we talk about the tournaments, and tournaments are great for the competitive spirited folks, which we all have a lot of that in us. But a festival allowed us. There's the city of Merriam. There's their
booth
that they signed up. I'll put a pin in the area of the United States that we were from, and they also had 22 states represented and 4 countries were represented. But the festival allowed us that wasn't maybe a tournament player that still wanted that type of atmosphere. The fun atmosphere. Hello, Connie. The fun atmosphere that you see and you get the pictures of, and you may have even experienced of a tournament. This allowed us to play nonstop. I imagine every one of us played at least 70 games each. We put the paddles down, you get them right back out there. And so we had a very relaxed, we had talent from the 2-5s on up to the 5-0s there. And we all got to play with every skill level. And now this is interesting. You're going to see that Aspen and Franklin Sports are doing a advertising photo shoot. So they're out on an outdoor court and doing photo shoots for Franklin's products. So you'll start seeing Aspen. I bet he'll be in the next, Pickleball Times. But there's Mark.
This is Mark right here in the green shirt.
Right there, yeah. And he was out there. I mean, when he wasn't doing clinics, he was out there with us as well. Kay Workman right there.
Yeah, there you go. There you are again with your sister. A lot of pictures with your sister.
Yeah, a couple of them. Yeah, that's there's a professional photographer over on the right side, probably taking pictures of him as he's hitting the ball and everything like that. It's just some fun. There's that.
Here's Christopher right here.
Yep. And I tell you what, they were on there. You get a lot more pickleball in a festival than you do at a tournament, unless you're playing a lot of pickup games. But we had there's old Noonan over there on the right, the Noonan in the green shirt, his 50th birthday. We had folks that
Mickey, keep on talking. I've got to go let the dog out. I'm a professional dog opener and door
gosh,
opener.
I cannot believe
I'll be right back. Just keep on talking. I'm going to be gone for a minute.
This has got to be a first. But Rob Noonan up there celebrating his 50th birthday. Look at that dog barking in the background. I can't believe it. And only in pickleball. Okay, guys. We had some folks from Hawaii there were celebrating their 26th, 27th anniversary, wedding anniversary. And I would tell you something. When somebody comes up and tells you that this is the best anniversary they ever had, you probably are doing something right. Anniversaries were going on, birthday parties were going on, people taking time out on their vacation to come to a festival that who knew what it was going to be, but a festival I think has a place in pickleball. It is an event that I can see in the future happening more than once a year. A lot of people are thinking about this, and there's no doubt about it that some things are like this are being planned. I know that we have already gone ahead and give the head nod to our next festival that we're going to have. Announcements will be made soon. There they are putting their that down from Texas down there. Looks like maybe they're pushing the pin there on Austin area or something like that. But our nod, we've got the nod, and of our next the maybe it's the third Shots of Charm festival it's going to be. With that announcement will be coming out fairly soon. Won't be much longer. No need to, because and then we'll definitely allow the attendees that were attending this year's check-in. There's the check-in. Debbie Zimmerman is checking in, folks. I'm holding something there, and they're checking their names and getting the T-shirts, the towels, getting a look at them. Just, oh my gosh, we're as excited as they are.
How many volunteers did you have?
We had a sign up of 13, and we had some ancillary volunteers that helped us do some striping on the courts. So I imagine we had a 20 volunteer base that really helped us a lot. And there they are at the bar, getting us some great wine, great local beers that were available. Nice, warm, nice, comfortable. Kay Workman, oh my gosh, she lost her voice calling out, and that was the only with just 3 stacks. And so people, we had that table full of stacks. Franklin balls, we had we had probably 150 of them, so there was plenty to play with that the whole time. There's Aspen getting ready to hit one out of the air. But yeah, Kay, there is there they are doing some wine tasting. There's my sister. She's good. I'll take one of these and one of those. Rich Chabello, another great volunteer here in the pickleball play.
Oh, there you are with your finger. You're giving directions, or
giving somebody the finger, giving them a directions over there. And that's probably kind of early in the morning. Some more pictures. But Jack, I tell you, the festival business model has been molded, and it is here to stay. And I certainly plan on doing.
Now, do you have any videos?
Doing festivals in the future. I think, I tell you what, I think you can run as many festivals and get the tournament atmosphere and there we go. Look at that World Gym, the X40 World Gym, and you had and get the same type of enthusiasm and as a tournament would bring from those folks that like to get together with like-minded folks. They at a festival is the way to do it. And I see, just I mean, you can see we had a nice crowd, a nice evening, a beautiful venue to hold a festival like this. The weather turned out perfect. That's the old outdoor courts.
And the new Franklin ball. How do the Franklin balls hold up?
Yeah, the Franklin X40 balls. But the Jack, just to to let you know, it was just and then we even taped off a few outdoor courts as well, because we ran 15 courts there for a while. There we are taping off. But I like what the festival brought in. Everybody, our survey is indicating. There's their new. Wow, looking at it, let me tell you. Go back to that net. They have come out with a net that it is like a tank. It is solid. The big wide band on those poles like that. Each one of the poles lock in to each other. The center pole, which most of all the nets are a fiberglass type center pole. Well, this is actually a steel rod center pole that keeps the net straight. Just a heavy duty. To be honest, it's built like a tank. It is a wonderful net system. And if you go to Franklin sports.com/pickleball, you'll be able to see it. But this is a great net system. Highly recommend it if you're going to be buying a net that really uses and you're using it a lot outdoors. That's your net right there.
And here are the balls.
There they are. There they are. I tell you. And you know what? There wasn't, and we've talked about this. 1,500 games, and I bet you we only had, and we played 1,500 games in a a controlled environment, no heats. The surfaces all are in excellent shape. We had less than 10 that broke. A well-made ball for everything that you need to do on the outdoor surface for that. So Franklin did a great job. Thanks, Adam. Adam Franklin, just a great gentleman, a great businessman, and he played a lot of pickleball as well. He really embraced us, and you know who those folks are. Carol Amos. She's the one that lost it. Yeah, they won gold. Yeah, fun. But to wrap it up here, Jack, it was just the festival business model is the one that I'm going to be embracing and really start promoting a lot. I have two tournaments coming up that Franklin's going to be a part of. The MoCan tournament, that Missouri Kansas tournament, is going to be held in January in St. Louis. We held it in Kansas City last year, and we're going to go over to St. Louis, Missouri this year. We'll come back to Kansas City the next year, and we'll go back and forth to the different states, but it's definitely a big regional type tournament with 12 courts, so we can expect, a 250, 300 player field. Then in April of next year, we have the Kentucky Anna tournament that will be held in Indianapolis, Indiana. Am I keeping you awake there, Jack? Am I keeping you up?
Good a bit.
We have the Kentucky Anna tournament. Indianapolis is going to be the first venue at Pearson Automotive in Zionsville. And then the next year we go down to Kentucky, another regional type tournament, which 12 courts, and we can look at 250, 300 players. And with our tournaments, we're going to be a festival type event. We're going to have the live music. We're going to have the food, and then the wonderful tournament on that as well.
Okay. Well, thank you so much, Mickey.
Jack, you as well. Thanks for being a part of the of help promoting the festival for us.
And next year, is it going to be the same month, September?
Yeah, I think we'll have it in the same month. That's about all I can say right now.
And when can people register?
Now I can't. I'm not going to go into that with you.
You're not going to go into that. So
No, not right now. The announcements will be coming up.
And so the announcements will be coming up on the Pickleball Forum. Is that right?
Yes. Yeah. Actually, the first announcements are going to go out to the attendees that had attended this year. They're going to get first dibs to sign up early.
So you had 150 people show up this year. Yep. Are you going to hold it at 150, or are you going to try to double it to go 300?
We'll be able to expand on that.
Fantastic. Okay. Well, watch the Pickleball Forum.
Absolutely. Right? You bet.
Become a member. Become a member. It's a great forum to interact with people all over the world.
Yeah, we're about 13,000. Well, we had 4 countries represented at the festival.
Amazing. Just amazing.
Thank you, Jack.
Pickleball's exploding, isn't it, Mickey?
It sure has for me.
Thank you. Good night.
Bye, buddy. Bye now.